Hi Year 7, I hope you're all okay and you've had a lovely Christmas break. So the first lesson for your remote learning for Year 7 music is for us to continue with the notation that we started before Christmas, and that's looking in particular at notes on the line and the space where they sit, and looking using sayings to help us remember those notes. So we discussed that notes either sit on the line, as you can see on the left, or on a space, as you can see on the right. And we started to have a look at some sayings to help us remember the names of the notes. So this is just a quick recap, because I know that we've had a bit of time off over the Christmas break. So for notes that sit on the line then, these go from the bottom, this saying, and the first letter of the word tells us the name of the note. So every good boy deserves football. So E for the bottom line, G for the second line, B for the middle line, D for the fourth line, and F for the top line. For notes that sit on the space, we have the word face spelt. So we call it face in the space. Okay, so F, starting from the bottom again, F-A-C-E, because it spells out the word face. Okay, now together then, they look like this. So we have the spaces there, F-A-C-E, and then we have the lines there. So they go up in a stairs motion. So line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space, line. Okie dokie. So going on then, now that you are at home, what I'd be quite keen for you to do is to make this really practical. So I am going to let you do some practical work on a virtual keyboard or a keyboard or piano if you have that at home. So before we move on to that, what I need to go through is this duration. So you will have seen this before already, hopefully, and these are the main musical notes that we use in music, and the notes that you are going to need for today's lesson. So we have different notes that last different lengths. The crotchet, the one in the middle here, is the most popular note that we see the most of the time, and that lasts for one beat. So if you had 4 counts, for example, a crotchet would last for 1 count, so you would have 4 crotchets. Okay, a minim, which is the one above that, which looks like a crotchet but it's not coloured in, that lasts for 2 beats. So you would have 1 minim for 2 crotchets. Okay, so as you can see there, you've got minim, then you've got a gap because it continues, and then you've got another minim, and then a gap because it continues. Then if you had a semibreve, that lasts for 4 beats, and that would continue for the whole of the 4 counts. Going below that, we have quavers, and those last for half a beat each, so you have 2 quavers for every beat. Okay, so 2 quavers, as you can see there, fits into 1 crotchet, so you have 8 quavers to fit into 4 crotchets. So this is quite a nice diagram because it shows you gradually from the top, from the longest duration note, semibreve, which lasts for 4, then 2, then 1, then half a beat, and then we have a semiquaver, which is a quarter of a beat. So as you can see, we've got 4 semiquavers there that last for 1 crotchet. Okay, so if your counts were this, 1, 2, 3, 4, your semibreve would be 1, 2, 3, 4, because it lasts for the whole of the 4 beats. Minim, the next one down, if you've got your count as this, 1, 2, 3, 4, your minims would go 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, because they 1, 2, 1, 2, they hold on. So the crotchet would be exactly as we are for the count, so 1, 2, 3, 4, because they last for 1 count each. If you then had your quavers, which is the 4th row down, we have 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. So it would be 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. Okay, and then the semiquavers is double the speed of that. Okay, so 1 and 2 and, 1 and 2 and, 1 and 2 and, 1 and 2 and. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to quaver, because this is where we get a little bit more complicated. So if this is your beat, your quaver would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Your semiquaver would be okay. Hopefully we've all understood that. So the next step of the lesson then is for you to get up the Word document that I've got here in front of me that you can see. I've attached everything that you need to the Teams channel, so that's all the links you need, this document here, and the YouTube link so that you can see this video that you're watching now. Okay, so this is the Word document. So what I'd like you to have a go at first is getting up the virtual keyboard. Now I've put the link in there, the channel for you there. It's virtualpiano.net, and it brings up this here. So as you can see, I've made mine pink because I love pink. If you do want to make it a little bit bigger so you can see, zoom in a bit, you can go to the top right. I'm on Google Chrome here. You can go to the top right and press the zoom button, and as you can see, it's done there. It's gone in, focusing on one particular point. If you don't want the note labels on, you can take them off there. As you can see, they've gone, so click off the X. But if you do want the note labels on, just click back on Key Assist, click on for the note labels, and there we have it. The numbers are reflecting whereabouts it is on a keyboard. So if you imagine that a keyboard, the black piano in my room is a full width piano, we have more than one octave, so we are focusing on C5 up to C6 for today. Okay, they're the same notes, they're just going up higher in pitch. So that's C4 to B4, this is C5. Okay, so focus when you're learning how to play the piece in a minute from C5. Okay, if you do want to change the look of it, you can click on styles and you can have a bit of a play around there. Click on colour scheme, I've selected pink. There are a few other things as well, so if you want to challenge yourself and put a metronome on there, that is where you're going to hear a click. So I would set it at 90 beats per minute because that's quite a steady pace. If you press the play button, you'll hear a little click there. So if you click off that, it does still continue. So you can play along with the metronome. Okay, just bear in mind it is a virtual keyboard, so it might have a little bit of lagginess. One thing that you can do to try and minimize this is to click on the sound tab at the top there and select off to the sustain. A sustain is a long sustained sound, and it's basically making the lagginess worse. So if you make sure you unselect that, you can see there, look, it's already a little bit faster. Okay, so that's the first things first, you need to get that up, and then the Word document that I've just mentioned, and the tasks are on there for you to work yourself through. So the first one is to scan this QR code here, which is Ode to Joy. It's a piece by Beethoven, who is a classical composer, and this is the piece that you're going to learn to play in a second, as you can see down here. But you need to listen to it first, so if you don't know the song, you know how it goes. If you do want to, you can click on YouTube and have a further listen to a different version of Ode to Joy. That's absolutely fine, but there is a version there for you to listen to from your phone, your iPad, or your laptop, wherever you are accessing this lesson from. So the first task is to listen to that. It's only about 30 seconds long, so if you want to pause me now and do that. Okay, so you've listened to the piece, you know how it goes. If you want to have another listen, feel free to pause me and do it again, or come back once you've started it if you need to have a bit of a rejig of your memory, that's absolutely fine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have a go at playing Ode to Joy ourselves from this document here. Now it's up to you if you want to zoom in or zoom out. If you want to see all of it in one go, zoom in to about 130-ish%. If you want to zoom in on one particular line, like I say, I'm going to put this document on the Teams channel for you if you want to zoom in and focus in even more than that. Actually, if you want to zoom in that much, you can zoom in and see the notes there. Okay, just for me, because I know the song, I'm going to zoom out a little bit just so I can see everything else. So I'm going to go back to 130. So I can see everything. So I can see that there's 4 lines of music. Number 1, number 2, number 3 and number 4. We know that it's ended because we have a double bar line there. So this is quite a simple piece. But there are bits at the end in bar 4 of each line where you need to think about this little dot here, and that basically adds half the value of a crotchet to it. So this one becomes 1.5. So have a go at playing the piece by yourself. If you want to do it by bar, that's absolutely fine, but I would advise doing it line by line. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick demonstration for you. So I need to get my Word document up. I don't know if it's going to allow me to do that. Let me see if I can get that up there a little bit. No, it's not doing that, is it? Okay, so I know the notes anyway, so it's E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D. So I'm going to do the first 2 bars there. Okay, so that's the first 2 bars, and then the second 2 bars, whoops, are here. Just having a moment. Oh, it's gone down there, that's where it is. So the second 2 bars are C, C, D, E, E, D, D. So what you'd have to do there on that particular E is hold it for half a beat longer than what you normally would. And as you can see, you've got a quaver there to add up to the right bars, amount of beats in that bar. It's telling us that we need 4 beats per bar. We know that these are crotchets that last for 1 beat each. So in effect, each bar, we know where the bars end and start because we have these bar lines here. In effect, each bar should add up to 4. So you can see you've got 4 crotchets there, 4 crotchets there, 4 crotchets there, so they're all correct. But in this particular bar, we've got a minim, which we know is 2 beats, that's 2. We know we've got a crotchet hit, a quaver, which is half, so that's 2.5. We know that a crotchet is 1, so that's 3.5, so that must mean the dot is a half. Okay, so it is maths this. You need to add it up, so it's going to go E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, E, D, D. Okay, so E, D, D. Okay, and then the next line is the same, you'll notice. The third line is a little bit different, so we've got D, E, C, D, E, F, E, C, D, E, F, E, D, C, D, G. Okay, so make sure that's the bottom G, the G below that, because we've gone below this stave, so we need to go down in pitch. This one here, these 2 here are quavers, so remember they are half a beat each and they've just been joined together. So if you do your maths here, you know that 1 beat, 2 beats, 3 beats, so those 2 together are the final beat. So da 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 da. Okay, and then line 4 is the same as before, we've just gone down a note. Okay, so that's the note, that's the piece there for you to have a go at playing. I'm going to give you quite a bit of time to do this, to get your head around it. Again, start with line 1, move on, then move on from there. And then once you have done that, if you have enough time, there's a bit of a stretch and challenge bit here. So again, there's a QR code for you to have a listen to the 2 parts together. It's the same piece, the same notes. All that's happened now is that we have a second left hand. So if you think, do you know what, I've had a go at that, miss, and I can play that, that's brilliant, well done. Have a go at adding your left hand here. So what you need to do is you need to find these 3 notes. So they do change, so just be careful, just have a look along. They do change, so you need to play those 3 notes with your left hand as well as the right hand. So this is where things get a bit more complicated. Okay, so you would have E, E, F, G, but at the same time you would be playing C, E, G with your 3 notes in your left hand. Okay, and they play together at the same time. And I've just done the first 2 lines there for you because I'm not sure you'll have enough time to go on anymore. All right. Once you have done that, that is the end of the lesson. So I will leave you with that to have a go and get a bit creative. Like I say, if you have a keyboard or a piano at home, feel free to use that. If you don't have access to a piano or a keyboard, you can go via the link on the Teams channel to the virtualpiano.net and go from there. If you do want to make it a bit lower, you can go down using the scroll button, the scroll cursor here. If you really want to, but I quite like it in octave 4 and 5, to be honest, so pick one of those. All right, take care.